War of the Rohirrim. Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. No.
I don't know. We were talking about it. He doesn't really like Lord of the Rings anymore.
I don't.
I always liked it.
It'll always have its place in
Pop culture.
but like we were talking the other day or yesterday about how Tolkien like basically solidified and codified what fantasy is now, because anytime you think of fantasy, you think of elves and dwarves and all this shit, right? But like before he came along, fantasy was way more out there and had way more creativity to it. Now everyone's locked into this idea of what fantasy is.
Orcs.
Yeah, and all that, and so it kind of, to me, it's just like, I'm sick of fantasy. It used to be my favorite genre, but now I hate it because it's just the same shit over and over again.
That's sad, because I still like it, and the thing is, I don't like much fantasy, except Lord of the Rings.
Sure, okay, that's interesting.
So
yeah, I get it, but I mean, this looks great. It looks like the same artists who did Castlevania.
It does. It looks like Castlevania, a Netflix series.
Yeah.
It also looks like the cutscenes in Fire Emblem, and it looks great.
I have a feeling this is going to be a good watch, honestly.
I have one downside of this whole conversation here. 2 hours and like 20 minutes.
It's stupidly long, guys. I don't get it.
For an animated, that's pretty long.
It's super long. So. But other than that, I mean, I don't really, we have nothing.
The thing is, I don't know anything about the Silmarillion or anything, so I don't know the past besides those movies. I mean, I go know The Hobbit, but that's all bullshit anyway.
I didn't read all of the Silmarillion.
I never read any.
It's really dense, and it's kind of a weird.
Here's the thing about Lord of the Rings.
Bible of the fucking world.
I saw them as they came out every Christmas. Just pumped to see the next one. Just loved them, right? I went to read the book, like, this is probably 6-7 years ago. Holy fuck, is that a boring, dry read.
Yes.
That is like, it was the hardest thing to read for me ever, and I didn't finish it. I'm serious.
And this guy read the encyclopedia.
I read the entire encyclopedia, A to Z, world book.
And that was more entertaining.
It was, and I took notes on it, weirdly enough. But this I got like 350 pages in, and they still hadn't even fucking got to make the Fellowship or anything.
No, it's a slog.
What the fuck?
I don't know, man.
I thought, because by the pacing of the movies, 350 pages, because it's a 1,200 page book.
Yeah,
that would be like, they're already halfway on their journey and shit, you know?
No.
But holy shit.
Yeah,
Tom Bombadil
he's
and all
not
these
that
other
great of a writer. He's a good world builder.
Yeah.
He's a language model specialist, you know? He created all these languages and stuff, which is great, but like, as far as writing goes, he is super dry and boring.
The other thing that's kind of weird, because, like I said, I only read up to that point. Frodo's like in his 40s at this point.
Yeah.
Once he gets on the Fellowship quest. He looks like he's like in his 20s.
Yeah, but they live longer than humans.
Do they?
Yeah, they do.
I thought Bilbo only lived longer because he had the ring.
That's also true. So I don't know.
Well, whatever.
I thought they lived longer by like 20% or something.
Okay.
Like
this
that.
looks cool. I don't remember. I'm guessing it's PG-13.
Yeah.
So I'd imagine
cool if there's
cool sword fights.
Yeah.
I want to see some fucking orcs get their heads chopped off. If it's anything like
Castlevania, I'm going to be a happy camper when I get out of there. So
I think so too.
But on that note, I guess I don't have anything else to say.
I don't have much to say. We'll see how it is. So
cool. Well, we'll catch you guys sometime later.
See yous. Brr.
It's cold, guys. It got cold and wet and gross out.
Car's not very warm now, but we just got back from War of the Rohirrim.
Okay. I don't. There's a lot to be said here, but I don't want to say too much.
Here's kind of how it goes for me. Is like 2 rolls back, someone was straight up snoring.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I yawned about 8 times.
I yawned a dozen times.
I'm not gonna lie.
What happened is I really had to piss too.
Oh no!
And of the hundreds of movies that we've seen, I've never like took a break during a movie at a movie theater.
Oh, I've never seen you do.
Yeah,
not I've 2 years of our.
I've never done it, and I was like,
it's hard to.
You know what? I think I'm gonna go take a piss.
You could have on this one.
I honestly was like, I think I'm gonna. it's not a bad movie.
No, it's not.
It's just like yawn-tastic.
It's very drawn out.
Yes.
And there's big, long scenes and frozen moments of people just looking at each other. Just there's that going on. But like they add weight to the whatever. But like I don't know. It's an animation, so it's like it's never gonna have that weight that you get with real actors and when you linger on their face.
The acting was really good.
It was.
Like I actually really liked
the voice actors were great. The art was awesome,
fantastic, except for a couple parts where
panning.
It's really
there's some serious long panning shots all
makes
over.
It kind of ill,
and you're like, what's happening? And I'm getting dizzy, and it's weird. But like some of the backgrounds were amazing.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't believe how well they looked, and
it was great. There's a bunch of oil paintings and shit,
and things burning and
a lot of 3D effects.
Great, yeah.
Is that how a siege that tower works?
No,
you pull up a bridge and you go, bam!
That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was. It took them that long to build it, and I was like, what is that?
Towers are just towers, and then they just have a drawbridge that just goes right, so they get right up to the wall, and then they drop the drawbridge, and then you don't need one that's so huge. It was
like a quarter mile long.
It was literally
they pull it up.
You would have been awesome
if it just collapsed,
smash on the wall. Oh, I guess we didn't.
And then I was thinking, it's made out of wood. Duh, they're gonna fucking torch it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it was dumb. So this is Helm's Deep all over again.
It's 2.0.
This is the Two Towers again. They do the whole
same fucking thing.
It's the same thing. It's the same.
Except
fucking thing. It's kind of dumb.
In one day. Like Two Towers is like one day.
Kind of, yeah. It feels like
this was like 8 months.
It's 8 months.
It's
just
an drawn out. It's all about them slowly starving, and it's like, oh man. I just couldn't really get behind this movie, man.
It stalled out a few times.
I
feel like it wasn't climbing to the heights that I wanted it to. The main character, it says in the beginning, is like, oh, but no tales are written about her and all this crap. And I'm like, but she's the most important person of that entire fucking generation. How could nobody have written stories about her? And if so, who the fuck is narrating this and telling the story?
Right?
Like,
how does she know?
How does this bitch know who's narrating? It didn't make any fucking sense to me.
You know what's sad? I love Lord of the Rings. I really wanted to like this way more than I did.
Yeah, I don't know.
It just puttered out too. The climax wasn't very cool.
There's a lot of dumb choices in this. Even the putting on the wedding dress, that didn't matter. There's no point in you doing that.
No, and it's winter, and everyone's freezing to death, and she's out there takes off all this
armor and shit,
like winter gear, and puts on this really thin. You can see her skin and everything.
She's gonna distract him.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, worst villain ever.
Worst? Oh my god. This guy sucks. I kept thinking that, like, oh dude, listen to your advisor, you idiot.
His general. He's like, oh, you said that? Okay, I guess I gotta do the exact opposite.
Exactly every time. It was at least 4 times.
It was.
I would say 5.
He's like, my lord, you should do this.
Do this.
Like, oh, really? Well, then we're not doing it.
You really shouldn't do this. Dude, it's a terrible idea to do this.
She's up to something, or something's wrong, or I don't. And then it'd be better if you did this.
Nope, doing it anyway.
No, it's not about that. And it's like, oh well, you're a fucking piece of shit.
He's just like evil for evil's sake. Just awful. What an awful villain.
I thought in the beginning he was going to be a more complicated character.
I did
He's
too.
So fucking simple.
He just turns into evil McGee. I'm just evil now.
I gotta kill everybody, and like when whatever.
There's a part where
I don't want to spoil anything, so it's
I don't know.
Some of like the plot.
You kind of can't. I mean, you can. I guess
there
there's
are a couple of twists, but most of them are like. As you get closer, you're like, well, it's probably this, and then it's not really. If you just know
this guy is just straight up evil, I mean, that kind of.
Well, he's not originally. He just gets worse and worse. I think every decision that he makes.
There's a part where she's like
and trains him.
Don't kill my people, I'll marry you. And she's like, if you don't kill my people, I'll marry you. He's like, if what do you mean? What a pretentious. She was gonna do it, and that's all he wanted. And then he turns into,
because he wants the throne.
From right there, he turns just straight up evil.
Yep, it's bad. So I mean,
yep.
There's
weird. There's a part in the beginning when they So I was like, what? Why?
What?
It feels like this movie could have been, or was originally longer. She dropped, I was like, well, thank God it's not, but she dropped like a telescope thing.
Yeah, like
in the woods next to a footprint.
And somebody's gonna.
And then it skips, and they already found her. They already found her in the hills.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
I was like, what? Like,
they were probably like, 4.5 hours is probably too long.
It's all them.
Because I swear to God, it didn't need to be that long.
They shoehorned so much stupid shit in there. They got Saruman in there. They got the Gandalf.
Yeah,
they got to name drop some Gandalf on your ass. They got to fucking
stupid.
They got to put the fucking tentacle monster at the.
He's in it.
Yeah, of course.
Yep. There's a rabid elephant in there running around, and fucking dumb. It's just dumb.
I wouldn't call it dumb, but it was like, don't make it your original story.
You know what's cool about Middle Earth is that there's a whole other planet, the rest of the planet of cultures actually on the planet.
Yeah.
And we always focus on the same two fucking
Gondor
cultures,
and Rohan
and Mordor.
Oh,
and
the Shire.
Right, but like there's so much more to that world, and there's all these. Where do you think the elephants come from? A whole nother land, right?
Yeah.
like we, so it's like I don't know. It's ridiculous. I think
you know what's funny about those
absurd.
elephants too is that they die like bitches, dude. I thought they, in the movies they're like, wham! There's spikes. They tie spikes to their horns. They're just fucking nailing like swaths of horses.
Well, there's only 3 that attack, but like they
die really quick.
Execute them pretty easily. Yeah,
really quick.
Like the dude has an axe and he's just chopping on its head, going and
it doesn't like do anything.
Yeah. You know how thick his fucking skull is? It's probably that thick.
If it's
no axe is going through that.
Yeah.
You're fucking kidding me.
Well, fucking what about Legolas? 3 arrows, doink.
Legolas is a piece of shit as a character. I think he's stupid. I think as he's portrayed in the movies, you don't need an armory if you have Legolas. He can just kill anything.
Anyway, we're gonna rate it. I think
I do. This didn't help.
It really didn't.
I don't think this is a bad movie by any means.
This didn't get me to like it anymore.
No,
it didn't make me like it less.
No, so it kind of just
it's
floundering. It's just swimming in circles.
It is. Not much goes on.
Like the king.
And it's like now it used to be called this, but now they call it Helm's Deep. What about fucking Hammerhand himself? He died.
I don't understand that. Oh my God, you guys.
That's spoiler.
We'll spoil that in a second, but that was the dumbest thing. Some of the people behind us were giggling at how stupid that was. I was like,
I laughed out loud.
By the way, this had more of a turnout than any movie we've seen this whole year.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people in the theater, and not that many, but like it was way more. It was
probably 40 people.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was shocked because when we saw whatever we saw yesterday, I already fucking forgot.
It was like 2 people besides us.
What was it?
It doesn't matter.
We both forgot what movie it was.
No, we are really bad.
Craven the Hunter.
Yeah, sorry.
Wow, that's a brain fart and a half.
It's a forgettable movie. Come on.
I'm between 4 and a 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this a 5.
5?
I think it has a lot going for it in terms of
if you're an
animation
nerd,
and if you like Lord of the Rings, this is right up your alley. But
there were some nerdy people that brought like Hammerhand's hammer and stuff.
They brought props.
Yeah,
guys. It was like
if you're diehard, I guess.
Yeah, but like for me, the problem with it is it's the 2 towers all over again.
It is. Yeah.
It literally is. And then when they're siege and they're running out of food, and then another team shows up, just like in that one where Gandalf shows up.
Oh, you're spoiling it. I'm gonna give it. Oh, it has a lot going for it, and then it's just the most boring thing. I was so bored.
There's a lot of,
like I said, I was thinking like
deadness.
I was thinking it to myself. I was like, you know what? Pissing. Going out and pissing would be like more entertaining.
You'd be like, wow, at least you feel something.
Yeah, at least you feel something.
Really?
God, I hate to give it a 4, but I'm gonna give it a 4.
Go for it. It's fine. That's fair.
It's so. No, I'm gonna give it a 5. Okay. You know why? Because I was really heavily invested in it when. Okay, 5. Spoilers. once like the sun started dying and shit, I was like, oh fuck, like it got really intense.
It did, yeah.
And it started out really good too.
It did. There's nothing wrong with it.
It's get to Helm's Deep part, and then the long drawn out rest of the movie.
Some of the goofy shit some of the characters say, like that old lady.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
It's
nasty business, really.
I don't know what, like, there's so many useless characters that didn't do anything.
Correct.
That were there for what?
In its credit, I did keep all the names together somehow.
Yeah.
Like Hedda. Was it Hedda or Hera? I thought it was Hera.
I thought it was Hera.
But everyone said like Hedda.
Maybe they were like Hedda.
Anyway, and I liked all the characters.
Yeah.
I liked the king dude. He was cool.
I don't understand where he got his superpowers after he was...
Because he's hammer hands.
But...
No, remember he accidentally punched that guy to death in one hit?
He killed him in one hit.
I struck him but the once and he killed him.
You saw, right? You saw. It was only once, but the one time. But it was like, he didn't seem like... Like, oh, he's out there in the wood, or like in the night, like the wraith of Hammerhand and whatever.
There was no way back in.
He was...
So he had to actually have been eating people.
Oh, but we find out that works later.
Yeah, but what was he eating? Probably people too.
Probably people, yeah. But somehow he's just... So he could punch the shit out. Like, I don't get what was that?
Amazing.
I thought he was like supernatural at that point, and then
No, he's just a badass. Remember they kept saying your dad is legendary.
I almost want to lose a point there because of how fucking dumb that is.
I think it's awesome that he was beating the shit out of people. He's like,
no, this
he doesn't even use a sword.
Know what
he just
Minotaur
goes in,
thing he was fighting.
Yeah.
Right, like when he was able to punch its horn off its head. Like I was like, okay, so he's back from the dead, and
he's not. No.
But he's not.
He woke up from a coma. So here's the thing:
he slipped out the.
He gets shot by a bunch of arrows, and then they say he's the most resilient man on Earth.
He's insane.
Or on Middle Earth, whatever.
He's a cool character.
I actually really like him as a character.
I just think it's just overdone.
He was so like he stonewalled the plot. Like, nope, can't do it. He's like that dickhead asshole father lecturing you about, nope, there's my way or the highway.
Yes.
That's what it was like. Oh, fuck you, dude.
Reliving that sucks. But no, really, honestly, he was overbearing and like.
But his choices didn't make sense
to anyone, and it's his way or the highway, and it doesn't make him likable.
No. But then he ends up killing most of this dude's army
by himself somehow
in the night.
Dude, okay, so there's this scene, guys, where he's stuck outside. Oh, he's right in front of the gate.
Hold on. If he can open the gate of fucking Helm's Deep. Like,
yeah.
And then
because it was stuck, and 4 guys doing a fucking wheel
with mechanical energy
can't open that door, but he's like, fuck it, just get in there, daughter.
And then he sacrificed. I was like, that was a needless sacrifice. You're the fucking king. He's like, nope, I'm gonna fight him myself. And then,
is there no one else? Literally said those words, by the way. Pissed me off.
By the shape of the fucking door, the gates.
Yeah.
How did he put it back together? He had no grip anywhere to put it.
No, it's dumb. The whole thing's dumb.
I could kind of see him doing that, I guess.
So he fights on into the night for hours.
In the fucking Arctic.
And hours, and it's a blizzard. And then the next day, well...
He's standing there. He's like, no one could take him down. He froze to death.
He froze.
He's still standing there. For Rohan.
Like, that's how they found him in the morning.
It was like at the end of the Breakfast Club. He just like frozen.
Don't you forget about me.
And then he's like sitting there frozen, and there's all these dead bodies that he killed.
So comical and so stupid.
I busted out laughing.
It was, yeah.
That was pretty good.
No, everyone was laughing. Like,
that's not how it works. He didn't. His knees didn't even buckle.
Yeah, that's what they said.
The narrator's like,
no, because they were frozen in place. So dumb.
It was horrible.
That's the level of writing that pisses me off.
You know what else,
that's why it's only a 5. It can't go past.
You know what else? Saved by the Eagles again.
Yes. Oh, my Lord.
They had him get saved by the Eagles again.
Stupid. You know, I saw a couple differences in sizes for the Eagles.
Oh, that eagle was like the size of this fucking mall at one point.
Literally,
and then it was
huge.
like
And
other.
Because it had, like, that one dude had the box.
Yes.
With all the shit in it, and like, that was as tall as he was,
Yes.
because he's a tiny little guy. And then you see the eagle off in the distance with the box, and the box is like
giant
half the
box.
size of the eagle, and we're like, no.
No, because when she comes up on the eagle, like
it's
she's
so
as tall.
big.
She's
like-
as tall as like its beak, its little beak.
Yeah, like as wide.
That's how tall. And she's like 6 foot, 5'10"
tiny
or whatever.
compared to this thing.
Yeah. Weird inconsistencies. And then
Completely.
they show Saruman.
Yeah.
And it's like, you went anime style with everyone else. And then you should have like tried to anime up Saruman. He looked so out of place.
What do you mean? Oh, anime.
He looked like the actor, Christopher Lee or whatever.
Oh yeah, they
should have animated him up
I
a little
thought
bit.
they were gonna show fucking Gandalf too, and I was just gonna be like, no.
They
'cause-
did.
'cause
They're like,
they name drop and
they
then-
name drop. He goes by many names, like of course. And then like, but human tongue. I was like, if you would have left
I was
it
like,
there,
yeah, just leave it. Don't say.
Don't-
don't
he
say.
goes by
Don't
many
show
names.
his glyph.
we know who the fuck it is. We already do.
We are.
And then she's like, but in human tongue, his name is Gandalf. I'm
you're
like,
like,
oh, fucking
face
shut
palm,
up,
face
face
palm.
palm.
Yep, it was fucking rough. I don't know. There's a lot of things that are in this movie that are. They're just references to the actual movies.
Yes.
Just for that sake to get a rise out of
It's
the-
just
the
name
viewer.
dropping a bunch of shit.
Well, and like the octopus thing and the lake
I know.
and all of that, it's like it doesn't need to. It had no service to the movie.
It was just like, remember? This is Lord of the Rings, remember?
you remember?
It's not an anime.
You know,
we swear it's not anime.
You know, right?
This isn't.
Yeah,
This is Lord of the Rings, I swear.
I swear, yeah.
See?
Even though it's not called Helm's Deep, it will be in a minute.
It will be when she's like, from here forth, it'll be known as Helm's Deep.
So dumb. Yeah. I still think that
Oh.
he's got to be the worst villain out of the year.
Maybe it is a 4.
It's
Yeah,
a 5 for me.
yeah, I
There's a
know.
lot going for it. Here's what I think too is I think there wasn't enough combat. There wasn't enough
was not.
action.
No.
There was a lot of riding
I-
horses and
I
shit
didn't
like that.
like- so here-
which is cool. It looked great, all of that.
Hear
but-
me out. I don't think it looked great a lot of times.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was fluid.
Yeah.
Half the time, it was the choppiest fucking animation.
It was.
There'd be horses going by, and you'd only
like,
have 2 frames.
Yeah, you're like,
2
whoa,
or 3
what
frames. Like,
was-
do.
Yeah,
And I was like, really?
It was very inconsistent. I noticed that right away, the very opening shot.
Yes.
So it shows her, it's like a aerial view, and you're like, wow.
And then,
really cool
and then
mountains.
Her
that's
animation is like stuttering.
and you're like, what is going on here? And then it stops and it shows her get off the horse and it's like 3 frames. And I'm like, oh god, that's
It's jarring.
horrible.
And then other times
And
it's
then
like
other
they're
times,
fluidly running.
I couldn't.
When some of the combat,
Yeah.
they were like, they put all this emphasis
They
on it,
put
but
a lot of work into it. In other areas, it was just like, this is trash. Like, you were just like in the beginning, I was thinking, are they just like getting used to animating like the right number of frames
Right.
for whatever?
yeah, it was
I don't know.
incredibly inconsistent.
It was inconsistent as hell, and I think that definitely.
Well, here's
hurt
where
it
I
for
stand.
me.
If you're a diehard, stream it. It's far.
There's no fucking reason to
It's
see this.
far
no
too boring.
It's
At least you can
super
pause it
boring.
and get some snacks or
It
something.
is really boring, guys.
Yeah.
It's
all
nothing
talking.
moves.
It's all talking about politics, and then
Yes, that's what
it's
it
all
is.
talking about politics, and
Yeah.
then like
Or
it's,
just arguing.
or
amongst-
this guy's like, no, I'm evil. I swear,
I swear.
I'm evil.
Don't you know I'm evil? Don't
I
tell
don't
me
wanna
good
do
things
this.
to do. I'll do the opposite.
Yeah,
Every
yeah,
time.
I'm evil.
I thought he'd be more complicated, more interesting. His dad was like a douchebag.
Frecka.
Frecka, yeah.
Frecka, mecca, hi, Frecka, hiney, hiney, ho. He did look like a cave troll, kind of
It
though.
was weird. Yeah, I don't know. So, I don't know what
I
else
don't know,
to
I'm
say.
good.
I think I've said everything.
I just can't believe they got saved by the Eagles again.
Well, yeah, and then, well, the Eagles, they brought word to the cousin of, what's her name?
Yeah.
Hela, or I mean,
Remember though?
yeah.
He said,
and then he
evil dude's like, call all the fucking leaders of Rohan
Yeah,
and tell them to fucking swear their loyalty to me.
yeah.
Did that mean that dude did that? The cousin?
I don't.
I assume that already had
he
happened. 'cause
wasn't
it's 8 months later.
He wasn't in that battle even, was he?
No.
So, because it was just that one guy's like, I'll swear my army to you, and blah blah blah.
Yeah, but I'm saying
And then-
after. I'm
Oh,
saying
I don't
evil
know.
guy. Evil guy is sitting in the burnt down place.
Yeah.
Puts the crown on for the first time.
I
He's
don't
like,
think they did.
Okay.
I don't think any of that happened.
Gotcha. Well,
Because if they did, he would have had a way bigger army.
you would think. Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't, whatever. It's so dumb, though, because it literally shows they're on top of the hill, there's a big moon up there, and then, it's just like Gandalf up there, and then they ride down the side of the hill at the other army, and then they fucking obliterate everyone, and it's pathetic. Honestly.
You know what else I noticed, too, is this is a nitpick, the size of Hera's sword changed like 4 times in one battle.
Dude, it was like everything changed all the time.
It was like as wide as my car at one point, like a long sword. Yeah. And then it was like a fucking Spartan gladiator sword at one point.
I don't know what's happening here. Yeah, wait, pick a size, guys. Yeah. I don't know. I will say this, throughout many parts of this film, a lot of the characters were wearing different outfits, and you don't see that very often. Usually it's the same outfit, and that's how I know who that guy is. But, like, she changed her outfit, like, 4 times.
I feel like...
She was wearing all kinds of different shit.
I feel like their faces were so, all right. I feel like their faces were so uniquely drawn, and there were so few characters. I mean, there's a lot of characters. But I think it's only around, like, 7 characters, 8 characters that you actually have to interact with a lot.
Focus on, yeah. It's weird. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah,
I think
good.
I'm done.
Stream it when it comes out, even if you're diehard.
This really just makes me not like Lord of the Rings even more.
Really?
It actually, yeah. The more I think about it,
it didn't do
They could have added more complexity in Lord of this, and they just retread old ground.
They squandered an opportunity.
What a with the art team like that, and like they could have had a way cooler plot than that, than just like. Oh man,
it's all the same shit. Lord of the Rings.
It is, and this takes place 200 years before The Hobbit.
Yes.
So, yeah, big deal. Like it didn't add it. It didn't enrich the world.
No, it didn't.
And it's just squabbling between a few kings.
Well, it's average. It did a lot of things good, but it kind of did. Just didn't.
If this wasn't Lord of the Rings, it would feel like a better movie.
They didn't put like the squid monster in the thing. Yeah, if it was just like an old Viking tale or something.
Yeah, that would have been way better. But I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. So anyway, with that, guys, I think we're gonna wrap this one up. Thanks for joining us. Like, share, subscribe, bang the bell. If you're gonna go see this, or if you have seen this, let us know. Tell us if we're totally wrong. If you have seen it or you're going to see it, you probably are a fan.
Did anyone snore in your theater right behind you?
Right behind you.
There's another thing too. You could tell it was like a lot of people were restless because it annoys me when, there's so much movement, in the crowd. Like you gotta get up,
everyone's
let people by.
Shit and moving.
Yeah, you gotta get, I gotta go to the bathroom, and then you gotta get up.
You have a snorer.
But the row behind us, they were fucking in and out like 50 times. It was so distracting.
Were they all taking shits and
I don't
turns
know.
doing like what the fuck?
I don't know,
doing?
but they were going in and out like the whole crew. There was like. Because we're like, all right, we're like in our own little bubble.
I tried to get away from
when I picked the seats. And then 5 people in a row came right behind us, and they're all giggling and talking and nerding out. And
there was this lady that kept giggling about the dumbest shit.
Shit that was not funny.
Shit that wasn't even intended to be funny. She's like, oh yeah.
And she kept saying, oh, that's so cute.
Oh.
I know.
All right, guys. Anyway, it's the trials of having to go to an actual theater. So yeah, stream that shit.
One last thing too.
It's not worth it at the theater.
Fuck AMC, man.
Oh yeah.
Fuck these guys.
Okay, get this, guys, real quick. $20. I got a bag of some Starburst, a small water, and a hot dog.
And a shitty hot dog.
It was very shitty hot dog.
Yeah.
And it was $20.
Because I had a hot dog too, and it was terrible.
We could go to Marcus Theater.
Get pizzas and shit.
Entire meals with French fries and a drink and an awesome huge sandwich or like a burger.
13.
For like, yes, exactly. So, fuck you, AMC.
Fuck them. I went in there. It was the most rundown ass theater. It was the stickiest.
I wasn't sure you were going to be able to get out of there. I had to go get a mop and wash you out of there.
I told you, I think I'm going to move over.
You couldn't have.
And then people came in too.
Yeah,
I was like, I wanted to move over because it was going to just drive me nuts. Like every time I move my feet.
Dude, their theme is we make movies better.
Yeah.
You're full of fucking shit.
And they make it more
Fuck you.
expensive.
They do.
and
They make it
miserable.
worse.
You gotta watch Nicole
They
Kidman's
literally
fucking
make it
face.
worse. Yeah, I can't wait.
Every time. They won't get rid of that same stupid one. So now so remember before, it was just Nicole Kidman, right?
Yeah, no.
Then they add the one with the guy and the girl and the coke.
And the dancing.
Yep, it's all about coke and,
And
dancing.
then they add the Wicked.
Now they're adding.
Now they add another one.
So it's I counted like 27 minutes of before we got to start the movie, and it's a long movie, so it just made the whole experience
Ruined
so fucking
half of the day.
lame.
Well, it didn't ruin it, but
It took
ate
so much
into
time.
our day a lot.
Like I don't even think I'm gonna drive back because it's already nighttime.
It's bad.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but we'll see. Anyway,
guys,
I hate AMC.
Thanks for joining us.
Oh.
Don't go see this shit in the theater. Go stream it at home. It's fine. You'll be good.
Yeah.
On that note, we will catch you in another vertical slice.
Yawn. The movie.